Hello and welcome back to 709 Meridian, an audio commentary podcast. We are your hosts, Dee and Andrew.
Hello.
And here we are with the biggie, a big one. Recovering from Michael J. Fox season, we're jumping on to another man with charisma, Mr. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. And we're kicking off our Rock season with Rampage, in case y'all haven't seen it.
Yes,
From
I had not
2018.
until last night.
Rampage is another in the long line of video game-based movies that invade our theaters here and there. Was it good? It's a giant monster movie, and it got sort of lost in the shuffle because we, at this point, had the Godzilla reboot and Skull Island, and I believe, the first Godzilla vs. Kong might have come out after this. So
yeah, it's also Warner, which is interesting because for folks who don't remember, back when Pacific Rim was heralded before its release and was being heralded as the next, it'll be the next Star Wars or whatever, right? There was talk of it tying into Pacific Rim because they were all produced by Legendary and Warner, and it was like, wouldn't it be cool if Pacific Rim could somehow cross over with Godzilla? Because Pacific Rim type robots are a thing in Godzilla movies in Japan. So, but that didn't happen. So this is another thing where it's like, this doesn't tie in at all to the MonsterVerse, even though it's a somewhat obvious thing, though this is a very, like, the setup of it's weird. We're going to actually have a lot to talk about with the setup and how did they just do it. It's 107 minutes. It feels like it'd be more fun if it were R, but it also feels very much like a PG-13 Predator in some ways, like a more, if The Rock does PG-13 Arnold, that seems what this sort of is, and it's like,
right.
He's rather solid in this.
Yeah.
I
like what he's doing this.
Yeah.
As opposed to Fast and the Furious, where he's mostly posing and saying really goofy dialogue.
But I mean, the thing with that is Fast and the Furious tracks the start of his sort of acting. Yeah. Okay. So Godzilla was 2014, Kong was 2017, and we were waiting for Godzilla King of Monsters. So we had not had Kong versus Godzilla. So this is
this is in between all that.
It's in between that. It's after Pacific Rim, though. So it is, but it is also, The Rock had started showing himself as being able to deliver a, maybe not a triple A franchise action picture, but a double A. Like, you could rely on him, and you could spend 130 and rely on the Rock to bring it home.
Yeah, they make money.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, play. Now, Rampage, I think that game dropped in the arcades in like 87. Like, I very much feel like Rampage. I fucking loved that game.
Yeah, just tearing them damn buildings up and
like tearing the buildings down, like 4 games at the time, being able to the giant monster thing was fun. Like, yeah.
No,
okay.
The game kind of was played for laughs. The movie takes more of a straight face. Sort of.
This is the no, I don't even know. I don't know how many movies we've watched with this opening, because we've watched The Thing, we've watched Predator, and we've watched The Thing remake, and we've watched other Predator movies. So, like, this...
The Orbit.
yeah, like this Rampage feels like what if W.S. Anderson was better at working with people or something. Like this is where his career in some ways should have ended up, but did not because he just, made bad choices. I was like, is this R? It is not. We have a cameo here from Marley Shelton.
Oh yeah,
Very disappointed by how this is going to turn out because I was like, oh, is she going to help? She's not going to help, folks.
no, no. This is a very much a Janet Leigh moment.
And I mean, the game had no backstory. There had been the game, if you've never played it, is you start in a city
Mhm.
and then you work your way across the country to various other cities that were not
Yeah,
procedurally generated, but were not very different from one another. Um, Even when you get to a big city, I think Chicago might have been the first big city. It wasn't particularly different than many of the other cities. They changed that for Rampage World Tour, which was
yeah.
a
It was everywhere.
PS2 era or something. And it was on, yeah, it was on everything. And maybe it was Super Nintendo, actually. Maybe it was really early.
Yeah,
But
because Rampage had a thing for a minute, and then people were like, "Fuck Rampage."
yeah, so Rampage World Tour gave the monsters like personalities. It tried to Mario-fy them or whatever.
Right? They got names, and well, I think they
They
always
had
had names.
names. They always had names.
Yeah, it just
Lizzie
suddenly,
does not get named here. It's very fucked up.
yeah. And we
Uh,
only get a cameo from the rat here in the beginning.
who is the rat in the game?
I forget the name of the rat, but there is a rat.
Okay.
I think that's in Rampage 2.
Okay.
Yep,
Well,
there it is.
yeah. Isn't there some guy at the end who's running across the screen with like a briefcase or a bomb and you grab him? They do the way they do the homage is interesting. Also, it's sort of like set up for a,
Oh yeah, this was gonna be a.
if not a franchise, like a spin-off. Like you could do a show, like
Oh yeah, this could work as a show.
because the immediate sequel, like do we care about spoiling this part? It'd basically be
Mm-hmm.
like Mighty Joe Young. So like
Mm-hmm.
but good, because neither of those are good. Just gonna say. Okay, so there's Marley Shelton escaping. She's been threatened. Her life was threatened by her employer that she needed to get the samples in order for them to unlock the door for her to get to the escape hatch. But she just died.
Yeah, right in reentry.
And there go those samples. What I find amusing about this is like the CGI is really good in it, and it's Warner Brothers, and I just spend most of my time on this show talking shit about Warner Brothers CGI. But like, whoever made the decisions for this one made the right decisions
Well, that's because they really had to. They had to be impressive in this in order for you to take a. But look who we have here.
we have Jack Quaid and Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Like the what's even funnier is these characters
Yeah, they disappear.
they disappear. They have nothing to do. They don't even get a goodbye. Like,
That's another guy who's in the boys, isn't it?
oh shit, is he stepdad?
The glasses dude.
Yep, I think Glass is his stepdad. The Mother's Milk's
Oh, I thought
wife.
he was one of the director guys. You know, direct the movies or the whatever.
Oh, maybe. Let's see. Okay, so here we have The Rock. We will discover he is playing a special forces
Primatologist.
veteran primatologist who also worked at the UN's assassin team of anti-poaching squad.
And they all look like him.
Yes. Uh, he was in, I don't know if he was in Flagship, but he was actually in, God, he's been in a bunch of shit that I've seen with no memory of him. He was in Gen V, so that's why you remember him, because he's
Mm,
in Gen V. You saw that, and I can see that. Oh, no, he is in The Boys, too.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he must be one of the director dudes. There you go. Somebody else from The Boys is in this, too. So,
Yeah.
like,
Well, you're either in the boys or you're in Marvel.
that's a good point. There's no crossover.
Mm,
Is there? No,
mm,
because there's no, like, Carl Urban's the biggest star. Like,
mm. Yeah, this looks better, way better than a lot of. They got the
yeah,
gorillas really well. Okay, so here's our co-star.
not Jack Quaid.
No, not Jack Quaid, but George.
George, our
And they have to make George look unique in the film because,
that's
you
right.
know,
George is just a
he's
regular
brown
gorilla, and yeah,
in the video game, and here they had to make him albino gorilla.
yes, the only albino gorilla, but not so he can have particularly soulful moments. George is,
Well, they had to make him like this because they didn't want to any King Kong or Mighty Joe confusion.
yeah. I wonder who plays George. I didn't
It might be
look
the guy that played Kong in
to
Skull Island.
see. Yeah,
His name's Toby something. I forget.
we aren't gonna get biped ape though. Not really. They
No.
a lot of swinging ape. They do some interest. They don't. We'll get to it, but like they. One of the cool things about it is that they do just based upon like the monsters. It affects um, how the action sequences go, which is pretty cool.
Mm.
PG-13. Ha 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 ha.
Wow. A simian giving a middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been funny since with that orangutan and Clint Eastwood. It's a long time ago.
Okay, we need to pay attention because Naomie Harris is going to know about the fist bump, or she's also going to do fist bumps, and we're going to have a repeat of that shot. But we need to see if Naomie Harris ever sees fist bumping before that. Oh, hey, I forgot to check.
Hmm.
So I think The Rock is how old's The Rock in this? Is he a little bit younger than we are now? Um, yes, he is. The Rock was 45 in this.
Mm.
The chickadee, I don't know, she was 28. It could be, I mean, older than Jack Quaid. Oh God, look at all these familiar names who show up in the first act for a scene and then unfamiliar ones who hang around. Oh shit. That's who that was. Melvin from Daredevil's in it. The armor or whatever, the comic book
Oh,
character who, yeah. Okay. We never get to meet The Rock's dogs, which is weird. Um, because instead we see him driving home. Do 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 do. And then bam, we have a good trailer shot here. Like, but we've talked about how hard it is for original franchises, even if the first movie does well enough, right? Like, and what, because if there's nothing sort of changing to make people think it's going to be popular again, you're not going to do it, which is what we talked about during the cursed Fantastic Four season. But
I think
this one, like, how did they not do a CGI animated series with The Rock in it introducing the mission or something like? All right, so we're hitting about the 92-minute mark here, which is where 92 minutes left. And this is about the movie says it's 107 minutes. It is actually 99 minutes, which is kind of funny because it even is going to drag with that. There's some lengthy, the first act's really long, and then there's a lot of sitting around in the second act too. But that's kind of okay because it's just like chasing the disaster movie or something. It's like um I don't know. It's like I said, it's a PG-13 Arnold movie. Like it's a The Rock is a more lovable Arnold who could act earlier than Arnold could act. Though Arnold just didn't try to make Arnold didn't try to be charismatic. Like he
No,
got
Arnold was
to
just Arnold.
yeah. The Rock's like a product. He's a brand on Dwayne Johnson is a brand unto himself. The but we have a mystery here. What happened to George after he got doused with the stuff? Why is he in the bear enclosure and why is he bigger? But it's okay because we're going to find out that some about the gas really quick in this. We're not screwing around. Like we're going to know what's going on within 45 minutes or something. Like not us in the present action of the film. The world will know what's going on very quickly.
Go back.
Um but yeah, it's like this is better than Jurassic World. Like
Oh yeah.
it's not
No no whack ass Chris whatchamacallem.
though there is this guy. And also
There's him
there's
and what's her face,
oh my
who's
God.
mm,
Thank you. Yeah. I like that she's in the era where she thinks that she can just play a stone-faced villain and that'll cover her lack of affect. But
right.
there's only room for so many of those. And yeah, this is just kind of a weird like is she married to the director or the producer or something? Like this is just this big cush role in the middle of this movie for no fucking reason.
Yeah, this doesn't even. Oh, look at that! They got the video game in the
Yeah,
background. Um, because this should have gone to what a Sigourney Weaver or a name actress, somebody bigger.
yeah, very strange. It's not looking as though she's married to anybody involved with the production. But I mean, the guy too. The guy's not any good either. So it's like, why is he in
No,
here?
he's
Like, but
pretty lame.
at least he's not like maybe people didn't know. Okay, so here she received high praise for the lead role on Trophy Wife. I find that an odd. Oh my God, she was in another comedy. Oh, she's supposed to be funny? No, she's not. Why the fuck was she even in this?
Wait,
Okay, here we go. Dude, no. Wait, okay. It made 428 million worldwide. Okay. Um,
wait, hold on.
she said this was her first villain role. Oh my God. Wow. Uh, okay, but here we have Naomie Harris, who I expected such better things for Naomie Harris, but there was really
And she's watching Robin Mead. But yeah, Naomi Harris is just kind of. She's doing the same thing here that she did in Ninja Assassin.
yeah. And that was super early for her.
Yeah.
Like that was right after she came over. That was right after Miami Vice. So she's British, but basically I don't know that she did some British stuff, and I think she was like really good in it or something. And then
Yeah, sure.
she
She just
came here, and now she is a
she's
rock
kind of a
love,
bitch.
which is someone that doesn't get a love scene. Okay, but here we have our cameo and probably
All right.
sixth billing from Joseph Mag
Manganiello.
Flash Thompson here, um,
Oh
who,
yeah. 30-year-old Flash Thompson.
dude, but he wasn't. That's what's the terrifying thing
That's the
because he's
scary part,
only
yeah.
fucking 41 in this. So him, I feel like he wanted to be in this because he thought it'd be fun. So like, oh God, we are going to get to the fact that the military commander who doesn't listen is the only like black guy in the movie. We do have that to look forward to. Oh, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So this is one of those blockbusters that's solid despite a lot of it being somewhat annoying. Because the action's really good. Like the action's fucking tense, which is weird. Like I think that's what gets at that PG-13 Arnold thing is that like an Arnold movie, I don't know if we even talked about this with Predator, but like, you know, Arnold's going to make it through an Arnold movie, and The Rock's going to make it through a Rock movie. But for a while, you don't know how expendable the supporting cast is. And this opened with a recognizable actor getting killed. So, in theory, um, anybody could go type deal. I don't know. Like, also, the ending is not funny. So, like, they play a joke at the end. They don't even have a post-credit scene after setting one up, which is weird. But watching it again, I guess it does cloud my like George kind of fucking sucks. Like George is a bit of a dick. Like just gonna say. Like he's not funny. George isn't funny. Okay. Look fast for Jack Quaid and Lara Croft because this is going to be their exit to the film.
All right, because for a while it's just going to be them two,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool because up till this point they haven't done they never really made much of a hoopla about two people of color leading something like this.
No. And like that's
Well,
one of the
since you know Dwayne Johnson, I'm Samoan, I'm black, I'm so
yeah.
he's every guy. So
He's yeah. So they do it kind of gently. And that is sort of, I think, what the rock part of the rock brand is it's going to be gentle but present. Um, but yeah, so but then we will have to talk about Jeffrey Dean Morgan coming back to the podcast in a choice of an accent.
hmm
He like is doing Orleans royalty, but with a cowboy affectation too. It's very weird. But also, I think he was just like, I can be the next George Clooney. Look at how I'm going to tilt back and look at people, which we can discuss. Because since we watched The Losers last year, but in the God, that was 2009 or something, right? Like so, or 10. So in the 8 years that had passed, Jeffrey Dean Morgan had found himself. So this actually is reuniting two stars of Watchmen who, according to Zack Snyder, were going to have been the biggest stars in the world by this time, but we're not because they were in Watchmen. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get this is a more successful Jeffrey Dean's Morgan. This might have been after fucking Walking Dead had started, right? Like,
Probably either he was already on it or was about to be.
but like he showed up on the last season of The Good Wife as heartthrob. Like he had found a whole new career as a hot nighttime
Right. He was
45 and
the
up. Yeah.
yeah grown man, sort of proto Clooney.
Or the Clooney that Clooney didn't become. Like,
Right,
because,
for TV and
yeah, if Clooney had stayed on TV or something,
mhm.
like, or if he'd left ER to do some, like,
Mm.
I don't know what that would have been. Because Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I don't think he did like a. Because Clooney actually did a heartthrob TV role, older man heartthrob TV role. That was him on Sisters. He was the
Oh
fucking cool
yeah,
ass cop who romanced
yeah.
Celia Ward. Like, and that turned that shit into like 80s fucking levels of soap opera, but it was fine because they were fucking cute together. Like,
Yeah, they were just right.
yeah.
Sisters. Damn, I gotta jump into that one.
Yep. See?
I
Okay,
remember.
so Homeland Security is going to get mentioned in here a bunch, or not mentioned, but we're going to see DHS and we're going to see Homeland Security stuff. Okay, the people at the bus should have been paying attention to the giant gorilla. Just going to say this is he's more exciting than Axel Foley on a deep cut, folks. Beverly Hills Cop 3 episode. Not even deep cut. That's fairly recent. Because I don't remember the shit we said on Halloween 4.
Oh shit.
No, I probably do, because wasn't that the one with Pataki? Was that
Yeah,
5? Yeah, Pataki.
it was
Pataki
4.
alert. All right, so here's Melvin Potter of Daredevil. The arm. No, he's not the armor. Okay, so they can't quite see the thing. We're not going to get a great
No, this
scale
is
on it.
yeah, because this is more. This is what you would see. You could barely see it.
Yeah. But I think it was when I realized that none of these other guys were like stunt cameos that this wasn't going to be a long subplot.
Yeah, because you have expect Manganiello to show up again.
Yeah. They even I mean they drag it out a little bit too. Like
Mhm.
they're having a little bit of fun with the expectation. Okay, so here we have, Call of Duty into the Wild. Because, like, where's Alan Richson? This is 2018. Like,
Shit, yeah.
I think it was when Black Guy wasn't anybody. I'm like, oh, these guys aren't making it. Like,
No.
you got to be somebody to live in one of these for a while. But in terms of PG-13 being like tough, I
Mm.
would say this is a fairly it feels tougher than Die Hard 4 did, like, oh shit, it could fly at the beginning. Okay. I didn't catch that. I thought it was just jumping last time.
Mm.
So the bad guys are a couple rich kid kids of a pharmaceutical company or something. So they're super rich and making bio weapons. And we're going to have a micro corporate corruption subplot. It's pretty funny because I was like, oh, they didn't show a lot of the blood. This isn't PG-13, but then they do, or this is PG-13, but then they do a fucking shot through a bisected corpse, and it's like, that was okay. Like,
Yeah, they really try to stretch it. Oh, there it goes.
no, that's
Ah,
just a jump, though. It didn't,
yeah, he leaped at it
yeah, he didn't sprout the wings. I think he sprouts the wings in the other shot,
later. Yeah.
but he does it later yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is not in the game. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Also, Ralph is gray in the game. Like, he's very obviously gray. And this was when I was like, damn, they did a good job on the CGI.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Mm.
Driving into the future is like the lines on a highway in the rain or whatever. Like, all right. So here is our introduction. So here we're 35 minutes in. So we basically have an hour and change of movie left. And we are now meeting our hello, welcome to the second act. It's Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It playing like I feel like Timothy Oliphant would have been like fighting for this part or something. Like, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I don't know that outside of the losers, And even in the losers, has he ever done like a straight action movie where he's running and jumping?
Hmm. Hmm. No, he doesn't. I don't think he does much in the losers, right?
No, because he's
He's
busy.
the Hannibal.
Yeah, he's
Oh
the
no, there's the
Hannibal
fight scene. There's
with
the one
him
fight
and
scene in the.
yeah, but yeah,
Okay, so they got George knocked out, but he's still hostile because he's got that stuff in him. Or have they set off the thing yet?
no. So this is very much a here. Now we're going to set up the second act for everybody. So it's okay. The Rock was on the UN's anti-poaching task force. Okay. So Russell being a animal lover will actually come back later. Like it's a thing. None of the bad guys, none of the good guys in this, or no, because the rat at the end is actually the girls. So okay, so liking animals is not a virtuous sign in this. But anyway, now we're gonna find out that Naomie Harris is actually an ex-con. Oh no, we have to talk about the wolf first. Get a little bit about how the internet is in existence, so we can have footage from everywhere.
See, I don't like how they just have Naomi Harris sitting around with that look on her face.
Yeah, they were like, you don't have, if you run around for 2 weeks, the rest of the time, you can just sit and look bored by the movie. Well, because now is when The Rock's going to get mad at her for lying to him, even though she was like, trying to save the world from her bad bosses, which is who are now responsible for this. So it's very, it I don't think it even really affects the movie at all. Like, he's just mad at her or disappointed or something because The Rock is a misanthrope in this. He hates people, he loves animals, though we haven't seen anything except him being charming to pretty much everyone. It's very. He does take a couple hits in this, though. He doesn't lose any fights, but he does momentarily get knocked.
Oh yeah, knocked off.
Yeah. So he is vulnerable.
Right, he's not. He's the tough guy he's trying to be, but not exactly. Not in a Dwayne the Rock Johnson film. You can't exactly out tough guy him in his own movie.
No, not even when you're a giant monster. But the real problem is she can't cure George. And she told him she could. And now she's mad. And there they are using a Microsoft Surface in tablet format, which is probably got to take a cool 5 mil off the bottom or add a cool 5 mil, whatever, to off the budget for that.
Yeah, who was Malin Ackerman sleeping with. I can't imagine the draw why she's playing this character.
No, nobody else was saying yes. Maybe there wasn't. Was it? How much more than scale was it? I wonder. But yeah, I mean, there could have been.
You
You
mean
could
Rose
have
McGowan was offended that they asked her?
2018. Ooh, I don't think.
No, she wouldn't have been.
No, but well, I mean, if we do Skyscraper, that is where Nev Campbell will end up. But like, yeah, it's like nobody wanted to do a.
Even though she's not stature worthy, I could even picture Christina Ricci doing a goof type part like
Yeah,
that.
like why isn't somebody doing it as a goof part? Like, yeah, you could chew the hell out of this. Like,
Right. And that's what she's not doing
no.
because this guy is dead weight.
And it's like, why is this guy dead weight? Why didn't they get somebody hungry? Like, you couldn't find some,
Yeah, some goof comedian guy.
yeah, like,
The SNL dudes just said no.
yeah, it's very
One of those
strange.
guys.
So, but yeah, so
Or
here
anybody but Pete.
we're gonna have people, or we're gonna be going across the country, and we're gonna have
Oh yeah,
um
showing the rampage and
showing the
people.
rampage across the thing, but um the movie doesn't really reference the game that often. Like,
No, they assume the audience that's seeing this knows about it. That's all of these video game movies now, where even if they do an origin story, they assume that okay, we're gonna put this shit in because we know because you come for the last 20 minutes
right.
where they're actually ripping up the damn city.
Okay, so now George is going to break free, just like The Rock said. The the reason, and we were talking about something else, is because we were talking about how Malin Ackerman can't act. Um, Outside apparently remembering her lines, but she was turning on the
Right.
antenna at the top of the Sears Tower. Not
This is
don't
why this is why George is going ape, so to speak.
Yes, it is going to make him want to go. He's genetically engineered to hunt down that signal.
That and the other ones.
Yes,
That's why they're rampaging
but mind
cross
you,
country.
oh, there go down. Oh,
Yep.
Rock doesn't know what's happening. Um, but of course, nobody knows about the lizard. Pay attention to that. The
Mm-hmm.
crocodile.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Um,
shocked.
Even though it was in the trailer, they should have watched the trailer. Um, okay, so surprisingly, um, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to live through this scene. Everybody pay attention for a second here. So
Oh,
now
damn. Yeah, that killed other guys, but
yeah,
somehow.
he's going to be fine because of his belt buckle. Okay. See, The Rock's not mad enough at her not to save her. But we're going to get this like,
Oh, Damn.
Yep.
Dude said, I'm out.
But it's just like they do good action set pieces every 10 minutes or whatever. Like
Mhm.
we haven't programmed the rest of the season though. I've always wanted to see the Hercules because it's based on
Well, yeah.
a comic,
Because I don't even think I've seen
Hercules.
that one.
And The Rock's got hair. But I was thinking we could do the single word Rock movies and then skipping, we'd have to skip one if we do four, whatever. But San Andreas, this actually was the two of the director and The Rock coming back from San Andreas,
Well, that's right. Because they got
which,
along.
yeah,
He
which
loves
makes,
being buddies with directors and
yeah,
just that ball of sunshine and charisma.
that's right. Just a positivity, little, bootstraps positivity there, little wellness, bootstraps wellness.
And the plane is taking forever to go down.
Oh, God, the plane is slower than if it were landing. Like,
This came out around the same time as. No, wait. Um, Uncharted came out after this, right?
yeah, Uncharted. Wasn't Uncharted the pandemic movie? Because it kept getting delayed because it wasn't any good or whatever.
Yeah. All these kind of mold, they meld together in a way. Point Break.
I mean, yeah, it's basically the modern um action template. Okay, so hold on for this. We're gonna have footage of The Rock for sure parachuting
Hmm.
because he wanted to really do it like Tom Cruise does it. Like there was that
Shit.
shot, and then there's the next one where he has lines, and it's just like, dude, here, you know, thinking
Mm.
George is dead, I feel like you should have done a real studio take for that and not worried about that being the moment
Hmm.
where you're that you can point to and be like, no, I really shot it parachuting. Okay, so they're gonna hang out here for a while.
Oh, the
Like,
wreckage, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, look at that. Vin Diesel damage. Or just his head is scratched. Jeffrey Dean can just walk around like there's, you know, like he didn't get his spine snapped.
Didn't get his spine snapped or his spleen ruptured or like every one of his ribs broken. No.
Mm-mm.
Dislocated shoulder from when the monkey threw him on the ground in the first place. Like,
Right.
basically, he should be a flesh sack of broken bones,
Yeah,
actually.
he should just be a blob.
But he's fine. Like, who was that part written for? Like,
Mm, I think it was supposed to be for somebody older. It might have again been one of those stunt casts too, and whoever they wanted said, "No, man, fucking giant monkeys and wolves and shit."
Okay, so
Because it is very much a Harrison Ford part, maybe
yes.
in the 90s. I don't know.
So that the FBI agent is somebody,
Hmm.
but he only showed up for shooting
One day.
the one day. I was a little bummed. We don't have a lot with the lab. Like, I was expecting full on other experiments to get loose. We don't have anything like that.
No.
Because we actually don't have time, because by the time the good guys make it to the lab, the monsters will be tearing down the Sears Tower, which is fucking wild. Like,
Mm.
but it's just sort of that monster movie is a disaster movie, like type deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so now she's got to tell him her story so he'll forgive her for being a liar.
Any other movie, they'd be the Bickersons, and then they'd have a reason to.
Mhm.
Oh, no. Oh, the backstory.
Yeah.
Just like Babar.
Okay, so Rock's story is actually that he like rescued George as an infant ape and then became a primatologist just so he could like we did not get that at the beginning. It's just they went for the where in the world are we vibe with the opening scene before revealing where we were. We went with some like Indiana Jones type like jungle trekking thing. But given how much George is supposed to mean to him and that George is supposed to care about the rock, all we got was the flip off scene. And that's just like, I don't know. In hindsight, they should have rethought how they want to do that. But I suppose if all of your money goes to the CGI, you do need to be sparing with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, even after he's told her that he doesn't like people, actually,
Hmm.
technically speaking, I think The Rock only doesn't like men, which would make him a misandrist. The Rock is woke. Okay, so,
Okay.
because I mean, like, you know, okay, I'm sure some of the Russian poaching firms are run by like evil Russian ladies, but he didn't say that. So, okay, anyway. But now she has to come out, explain her entire backstory to him.
Well, it's share and share alike because
Yeah, that is true.
you
But
had to sit through. simian side or whatever, the simian slaughter.
So I mean, like the CGI in those Planet of the Apes movies, is it better than this, or is it?
It's if you watch them in order, it's almost like watching uh like the Toy Story movies or something. It does get better as it
Okay.
goes along.
All right. So here, I was like, wait a second, they couldn't get somebody for the Army Colonel. They couldn't get anybody to play John Ashton. And the reason they couldn't is
Right.
because this
How
guy's gonna be a dipshit.
how's that not Courtney Vance?
Because Courtney Vance was like, I'm not actually playing a dipshit. It's 2018. What the fuck? Like,
Wait a minute, wasn't that when OJ came out?
was that when OJ came
Played
out? I know.
um
So fucking good. Johnny Cochran, yeah.
mhm, Manna from Heaven.
But here we find out that despite eventually having like operational authority, nobody's going to listen to Jeffrey Dean Morgan until the third act. Like he has his authority comes with the runtime running out. Like it's very convenient for the movie because now they're going to get thrown out. The army's not going to listen to them, and which is also a bit of a break from your traditional kaiju movie because
Oh yeah, because they're always on it. The,
yeah,
uh,
they've always got their scientists who are out there having to be rescued and shit like that. I mean, even the MonsterVerse ones have
mhm.
gotten to the point where the scientists are the heroes and also the action heroes. I'm actually really looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. You saw two?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
watched the
like
first one.
one. I liked the second one so much. I just didn't like
Well,
the people in the first one. Like, I could not with
uh, well, the Deadpool kid I can't stand.
the Deadpool kid you
And
can't stand, and
then there's Millie Bobby Brown.
there's Millie Bobby Brown, and like, no, what's his face couldn't even save it. And
Tyree.
yeah,
He
Tyree
was
couldn't
all
even.
right.
He was all right,
But
but he was not. He didn't save it.
no.
And but then the second one, once you do introduce the fun human element, like then it's just like because the second one basically has what if Brian Kerwin from King Kong Lives was a delight, was
Hmm.
actually a delight. And it's just like he's back for the next one. They seem to like be figuring it out. And it's like they're not slowing down because they're making fucking money. So it's just like cool. I look
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, I want to see the next one. Whatever the hell they do.
Kind of want to watch the show, but it's not high on the list.
Right.
There's
I was
just too
thinking about that
much.
too.
Yeah. Like if it tied in, maybe. Like if they're like, by the way,
Yeah. If somehow Kurt Russell made his way into one of the sequels. Yeah.
no, dude, I want Goldie Hawn and Kate Hudson
Oh,
playing her when she's young. That's what I
Yeah,
want. I want him
there
just
you
to
go.
fucking lead into the bit, just like awkwardly. Okay, so Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Okay, has everybody noticed his sort of slouch to the right? Keep an eye out for that look. That is his Clooney looking up from his eyes.
Is
Like
he leaning on his gun?
keep these.
Yeah.
Yep, this is somebody was like, "That's your
Okay.
best side, Jeff," and he's like, "All right." So he is now. He's on their side.
Hmm.
They're gonna go to Chicago. We did not mention it, but the army has set a trap for George and Ralph, who are now in a pack together
Mm.
because unclear. And also, we didn't get that scene where they meet, which would have been presumably, well, no, because if they don't fight, it wouldn't have been a good scene. But
Mm-mm.
still, seems a little weird, but also expensive. And we're going to save our money for the conclusion. Okay, this is our first helicopter of three, I believe. Count the helicopters.
Oh, that's right. 'Cause
Also, he was a
they go
helicopter
there with this
pilot in
one.
San Andreas. I don't know that we'd have to check. Did The Rock learn how to fly a helicopter? So he really wants to
That might be
that
part of it.
two shots of it. Okay, so there go the animals. But now we're going to cut to our aliens footage.
Man, Hudson, talk to me. We're moving all over the
It's game over, man.
place. The Sarge! They got the Sarge!
You know,
Uh-oh.
we ought to go get that fucking audio and put it over all of
To
these
put it over that
scenes.
shit, yeah.
Ah,
What's going on, man? There's fire everywhere.
so if you're watching this and you're wondering or if you're thinking, hey, it seems like they're doing a half-assed job of evacuating, don't worry, that'll be a big plot point. Like,
Mm. Oh, brother. Chicago.
mhm.
Assholes. Ripping up the city. We just rebuilt after the
I
Transformers,
was
you
thinking that
fucks.
actually, just after the
We just
Transformers
dragged out
rebuild.
the last dead Decepticon in the middle of the street. Bring these assholes here to tear up our city.
So they're also not going to get any bigger. So there's been a lot of talk in the movie about how like they respond mutagenically or something
Mm,
to, but like we don't actually ever see that. We don't get any big evolution like throughout. Like there's no stage one George, stage two George, or Ralph or whatever.
mm. Well, that's, you got to say that for the sequel.
Good point. Good point. Because also they're bulletproof and they regenerate and they like create modifications or something. The amount of stuff that they don't sort of explore is incredible. Like, because they just are setting it up to kill time. Like,
Hmm.
which is, of course, the difference between one of these being entertaining and well done and one of them being like a standout of the genre. Very few standouts in this genre, but we've gotten to the point where as long as you don't fuck one of these things up, they can be pretty fun.
Yeah, especially Godzilla and Kong. People really need to start responding to those a little more.
The last one made a damn fortune. Like,
It did really well.
yeah, it
Good,
did really well.
because those you have to go to the movies to see those.
Yeah.
But they're again, like you say, they're just entertaining. You don't need to. I mean, if you want to get away from car porn,
Right. Like,
or you're tired of people just snarking it up, saving the universe.
well, some of the problem with this is just that it appears that, like, Naomie Harris's part was written for, like, Michelle Rodriguez level of.
Oh,
I said it. I said it. But, like, it's like they didn't go through and fix it up for Naomie Harris.
well, in that case, I'm good with Naomi Harris because
Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons, perfectly wonderful use of her. Delightful. Chris Pine makes everyone delightful. It's weird. Chris Pine's gonna do a movie with Nicole Kidman someday, and I'm gonna be fucking over there eating crow the whole time. But it's because
uh,
of Chris Pine. He somehow always makes it seem like he's taking it seriously. He always, like, yeah.
oh shit,
Yep, Dave and
that was
Buster's.
a
I'm like,
that was a shitty Dave and Buster's anyway.
well, it's also just kind of like that was your product placement, guys. Like they just destroyed you.
Just don't step on the House of Blues.
But like this is actually going to be a fairly quick city destruction sequence. Like they're being very efficient. Um and it's like really in there it's not necessarily landmark heavy, but it is they're doing a perfectly good or they're doing a really good action sequence for the sort of architectural geography of Chicago right there, right? Like
Hmm. And
they
it's broad daylight.
yeah, we're not doing it and that's another thing about this one. They don't do that at all. So think
No,
about
because
how
in the game,
it's all at night, I think.
right, it's mostly at night.
See, I just wouldn't want to play the I want to play the game and survive but not have to cheat too much. But it also, I don't know. It's prime, it's ripe for a 21st century reimagining. Like there's going to be a reference to it that really is just like okay, I did like Rampage. Like it did because arcade games in the 80s were they had like two jokes in them if they had any jokes at all, and so for it actually to be like a funny joke, like that's kind of cool. Wait, hold on, I was wrong. Now he's back and to the left, so he's actually ambidextrous with how he does his. Is he not that tall or something? Like what is going on? They were
Oh, now he's
like
sending the boys out.
we also do not have the we're going to destroy the city. It just said Spirit of Illinois, but also The Chiron said it was Missouri. So that's interesting. I can't tell you how long I stared at this guy going, who is that? That's got to be somebody. Why isn't that somebody? Back and to the left. Or no, right again. Oh, shit, hold on. His left. Right. Can't figure it out. He's never done a movie with Soderbergh who would break him of that habit or whatever.
Mm.
Clooney and because Clooney's movie career was what was it? It was Peacemaker.
Well, they tried to throw him in a lot.
Wait,
Out of
was it?
sight.
Yeah, but Out of Sight's the one where he stopped doing the looking up from his eyes, but he did that
Uh,
in Peacemaker and in One Fine Day,
uh,
which I still want to watch again. I haven't seen that in 40 fuck no. Thank God, not 40 years, but 25. I remember it being a lot of fun and very cute.
yeah, I still got to finish up the Oceans movies. I remember randomly watching the first one day.
I haven't seen the first one since the theater, I don't think. I like the second one. Third one's all right too. Like
Mm.
I did like this. I think I don't remember liking the first one as much as I like the second one. Like I thought the second one's like
Yeah, I remember
started
seeing them all at one point.
yeah.
Just two, yeah, shit, fuck it. I'll probably watch it later.
Okay, so there's the rat that should have something to do with this, but doesn't. But there they are at the lab. She's trying to get the server through the thermostat, which is an unnecessary detail. Like when what they can really just do is break down the door and um get the actual samples. The other funny part is because it's like an action movie, she only takes as many as she thinks she's going to need when she could have taken
Yeah, more.
30. Like she could have just taken the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, the whole
Like
roll around the thing.
just take the thing out. The Rock could have held it.
God. The right actress could have really elevated that part.
So it's not right for the movie, but actually who I want in these two parts are Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart. I want them doing some weird movie over there while Rampage is going on, but that's not this movie. But because
Oh,
okay, this is
oh, right, right.
yeah.
Yeah,
I want
he's
to
got to
know.
regenerate too.
Yeah, I want to know who turned this down before she took it.
Which one?
Malin Ackerman.
Oh, it. I want to say it had to have been some prestige. Glenn Close would have
Well, because
some name.
it's basically just a Nicole Kidman part. That's the part that Nicole
That could have been,
Kidman.
yeah, it could have been her too.
Yeah,
Hell, even shit. I would even took Demi Moore,
that
but I
would have
don't
been a
think she would
fun
have.
comeback.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have been fun. Because she could have done this.
Yeah.
And she would have known when to ham it up. And
Hmm.
you know who we also needed more of? We needed more Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, we really did. Well, I mean, not having Carrie Fisher around to do the rewrite on this, like,
Okay. Yep.
wait, nope, it's not that one. It's going to be the other one or something. Like, they take forever to knock that shit out. Okay, The Rock got shot, but it's okay. It just went through. He's fine.
Urgh.
He doesn't even need to burn it shut with a lighter and some gunpowder.
Nah, it just heals right back up. He's just got to keep the blood in for a while.
Okay, so this is a very like intentional sequence, but which means they really thought about it. But like, okay, wait for it, and so he's calling George, who's responding to his name, but we didn't establish. Oh, we also talked through their fist bump earlier. So, no, she never learned that fist bumps matter. That is a reference to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Eat the
Eating
lady,
people.
eating people, but they don't do the much more difficult carrying the lady up to the top of the building. You've got to not press down on the button too hard or you'll eat her, which was very difficult in an arcade game when
Yeah,
you had
because
those clumsy buttons.
the buttons are made for smashing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now back into the right, back into the left, or vice versa. He's oopsie.
Mm.
Bad guy doesn't like the rat. Um, and boom.
Eh,
So Jeffrey Dean Morgan just got him killed. But for why? Like, there's no other than stealing the formula for the bioweapon, there's like there's nobody left there's nothing left to do. Like the bad guy business is destroyed, like too.
yeah.
So very strange. Also notice how tight some of our shots are, even of the CGI. Like we do not get any scene long shot of them destroying the Sears Tower, I don't think.
We get a shot of it falling over, I
Oh
think,
yeah,
though.
we do. Yeah. But we don't get like a lot before that because all right, it's our next helicopter.
And it still works.
This is helicopter 2, everyone, by the way. I know I said 3, and I did, and I meant it. But here, what they're going to do is they're going to ride the building down as it crashes, which is idiotic and awesome looking. So buckle up.
Well, it's better than watching a car Tarzan swing across a
Yeah.
chasm.
Okay, so we do get this. So there you go. But we only get one. This is the only one. We don't get it building up. Here we go.
So I wonder what Chicago does after this stuff.
Yeah, we don't.
Are we gonna
Well,
rebuild?
hold on, wait for how many people we're going to be talking about in a second too. When we just saw a bunch of people. Oh, there are a lot more shots. I apologize, everyone. We did a lot more of this than I thought they did. Um,
Look at
we haven't. We
damn.
also didn't talk about how Lizzie basically looks like Anchorus from Godzilla, like who's a fucking armadillo dinosaur. Like they took a lot of license with those the
Yeah, the
spikes
design.
you get. Yeah. Okay. After all that clear skied CGI, finally we can get into the more cost effective,
Yeah, the smoke.
smoky stuff.
The mayor just says, "Fuck it." After the Blues Brothers, the Transformers, fuck this. I think the only movie Chicago was safe in was Independence Day.
Okay. So they're talking about how many they only got like 12 extras to be on the street or like 16. Like they talk about how many there are all these survivors around and it's like I mean you could learn all their names and as you were running out of here. That's how many like you have enough survivors for the beginning of a zombie movie is what you have. Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
So now George is back. Except we only really ever had one scene of them
Right, sort
hanging
of
out,
bonding.
and it was about the other gorilla and about not teasing Jack Quaid. So it's just like they turn George into like a brand here, and he didn't deserve it. He's not Gizmo. Just saying.
Yeah, he's good for the sake of it because you have to have a good creature.
Mm-hmm.
Because the right, the other two were just bent on destroying shit.
It's actually not clear what they're doing. I don't think they actually start doing anything before they attack them because they're
No,
just
they
in the
just kind of
background yelling at each other.
yeah.
But now this means we have like some Congo Bill movie where The Rock and George were probably like out kicking ass when George was a teenage ape and shit, right? Like,
Mm.
where's where's our prequel movie with young Rock and George like, you know, hanging out when the Rock's getting his masters in primatology and shit
Mm.
while suffering from all the PTSD.
Oh.
But like this is a good monster fight, like
Yeah.
spared no
Actually,
expense.
I think this was better than the shit in what was it? Godzilla 2014?
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember King of the Monsters.
A lot of driving around in cars. I'm actually surprised that there's not an unrated version of this where they like kept some swearing and added some blood. All right,
Yeah, it
well,
seems like there should be.
that's the end of George.
Oh, um, Ralph,
Ralph. Sorry. Yes.
the wolf.
Okay. I'm like, I was looking at this last night and I was going, is that part of where the marathon was?
Mm,
Because I'm sure like they had to do some first unit in Chicago to get a tax break. Like,
the L is a nightmare now, though. There's just parts where they're still building and rebuilding stations and shit.
mm,
They still aren't finished.
no. Well, if you let when you let shit get to a terrible state, then you have to spend a lot of fucking time trying to make it
Mm,
modern. I like
mm.
this. This seems like a good level in a video game or something, right? Like,
Oh, you've seen that, right?
oh,
The
oh
Kong
yeah, the
game.
Kong one, yeah. The
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, but they want $60 for it. I'm like, when you come down, when you there he is, he's knocked out. Nope, now he's back. Hold on, wait for it. It's okay. It's The Rock. He'll be okay.
Hmm? Oh,
But you need to somebody needs to explain to me why this has better CGI than Wonder Woman or Aquaman. Like, explain that to me. Is it just because
because
Warner does?
Aquaman, everything is CGI in Aquaman,
Is it?
especially when they go underwater.
Yeah, but is it just that Warner doesn't want to spend the extra 100 million to do it? Like, is that really all it ever is?
That
Okay, so
might be it.
here Colonel does not actually get told off. He actually realizes what's going on and does the right thing. So it could be worse, but still was not something Courtney B. Vance was going to do.
No, it's kind of a throwaway.
Yeah, doesn't have to be, but it was.
No, but yeah. Ah,
But I mean, I don't that is kind of the funny thing about like the Rock compared to some Arnold is Rock solo movies don't have like, or at least even like some giant budgeted thing like this did not like have some A-list supporting cast. Like,
mm.
and I don't think any like San Andreas doesn't have like, well, no, because there was that one that's on the docket that might have Billy Bob. Is Billy Bob Thornton an A-list?
Eh,
I don't know. Let's see here.
no, not anymore.
All right. So San Andreas co-starred. Well, this actually is funny because this is after Moana, but it's also after um Baywatch, which sort of showed there was a limit to
Thank God this was after Baywatch, because oh my God,
where the hell
glad
is
they stopped
San
doing shit
Andreas?
like that.
Oh, that was 2015. Okay, so oh my God.
Hmm.
San Andreas co-stars Alexandra Daddario, Carla
Well,
Gugino, Ian Griffith,
huh,
Archie Panjabi, and Paul Giamatti. So
huh,
that's your, I mean, it's not a bad supporting cast, but
no,
it is also not an A-list cast. Like,
uh-uh.
so helicopter number three, everyone.
Yep, God, that's everything.
Like, where's the non-trailer version with of that?
Hmm. Yeah, there's got to be an unrated. It just feels like there should be.
Yeah.
I mean, all these movies do. There's always an unrated or an extended version.
Yeah, it's actually weirder that there wasn't of this.
And I would see a second one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he would be in it though. Uh, ah,
Uh,
ah.
is George covered in ash supposed to be a nod to his
Mm,
browner demeanor in the game, or just
probably.
some realism? Because The Rock's not covered in ash or blood or very much dirt.
Yeah, they did all that without you useless fucking soldiers.
And without any shots of the plane approaching, about to disengage,
Yeah,
like,
with the missile Iron Man has to go take back to
mhm.
through the hole and blow up the armada. Oh,
Oh no. If George dies, how are we going to have a sequel?
the other one.
They don't even do anything with the rat that's in the cage or anything. Like, they could have easily done something with that.
Well, it is sort of a teaser because it started with a rat, you know?
Yeah.
Easter egg again for the sequel. The fact that it survived at all. Urgh. Till all are one.
Okay, let's time this. So we're at 96.
Yeah, where's the Weasley City guy? Look what you assholes have done to my city.
Mhm. We so if you pay attention to the very far background, you do see people here, and I think we get another shot of them living or something. Oh yes, because we're gonna have another heartfelt moment between the two of these people about here we go. Oh, he did. He
Hmm.
saved those 17 people. Hold on, let's look at them. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Saved. No, there we go. A little bit more. But it's
Uh,
like it's not a Godzilla crowd for it's not even a Beverly Hills Cop 3 crowd. Like,
uh-uh.
but we didn't get the story of the fucking little girl in the wreckage, like intercut.
It's,
Like,
it's not even her daughter.
okay, here we go. Wait, what was that? A minute and 40 seconds later?
Here it comes.
Because the antidote they gave George should have stopped his growth, but we didn't really confirm that it was going to stop some of his cellular regeneration.
Uh,
It would have been a lot better if he'd actually been crying, but I understand The Rock didn't want to do that, but they could have even implied it better.
and you big ass animals gonna fix some of this shit?
And
Uh,
yeah, 2018, ladies and gentlemen, PG-13.
Eek. Yeah, only George makes it to the sequel.
Yeah.
He's under somebody else's care all of a sudden.
Hmm. Maybe he like FaceTimes with The Rock at the beginning or
Mm-hmm. Just
something.
the cameo.
Yeah. And so then we get this incredibly, what would be a visually delightful sequence of George helping people in the wreckage, which would have been really fun to watch some
Mm.
of. Like you could have done that with a lot of comedy beats. Okay, so we're not going to have a long post movie today because the credits are 7.5 minutes long.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
God, I love how all credits like basically
Well,
look like Marvel credits.
yeah, now they look like Marvel movies. They all have a sequence
They look like a cheaper version of the Marvel. But the problem is the Marvel movies look like a cheaper version of the Marvel movies now. So it's like,
because they don't. The designers are just sleepwalking through them.
yeah. I mean, it's just another thing. So,
Yeah,
oh, Malin
it's
Ackerman didn't get her umlaut or whatever. There's Joe and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Oh, and Marley Shelton getting the credit, even though she's long Barely there.
Jack
Jack
Quaid.
Quaid. Will Yun Lee is the FBI agent who looks familiar from other things. Was he? He wasn't Storm Shadow. That was what's his face? Young,
Hmm.
whatever. I think. Oh, that's The Rock. I couldn't tell.
Yep.
Oh, Colin Strauss back on the pod. This is Colin Strauss. The Strauss didn't the Strauss brothers do AVP2
Hmm.
Requiem? I believe they were the directors on that. I think we've actually watched something else with special effects by him too. Okay, let's settle in, folks. 6.5 minutes to go. I like how they couldn't give The Rock a doctor. They're like, nobody's gonna believe it.
Yeah,
Nobody's gonna
because then
believe The Rock. Yeah.
he'd have to they'd have to give him dialogue where he'd have to do a lot of doc speech, so to
Well
speak.
then, yeah. So instead, like, is he just like a expert zoologist or something? Like, we need to get into this.
No,
I'm
he's a
very
he,
curious.
he's an action zoologist.
An action zoologist. Oh,
Oh, thank God this shit worked.
mm.
We would have been fucked if it was 24 hours ago. I was ready to fucking throw down some money to get a whole new fire stick.
think, yeah. Leather Jackets by God Save the Queen. Interesting.
Uh,
Why are these credits so fucking slow? Like, who was like, nobody's going to take Rampage seriously if it's not 107 minutes?
no, they gotta sell the soundtrack too.
That's true. It's like Predator.
Cause
Predator's too long at 107 minutes. You don't need to be 107 minutes to be legit. Yeah, I was skipping around for the to see if there was any post-credit sequences, and I caught some of the soundtrack and was like, interesting. They need a single.
yeah, even now I don't understand it anymore because there's not much. There's no. When was the last movie that wasn't like Disney or a musical or something that had a hit song
Hit
from it?
song. I mean, we would actually have to do research. Like,
See what I mean?
there had to have been one after Pearl Harbor, but that's like the last major manufactured one I remember. But people had to have kept trying. Like,
Yeah, because there's too many blockbusters.
yeah. I mean, that might be something we've lost in the Marvel era, and that only Marvel didn't do them in the even consider them in the first place because the first Marvels were so skinflint. Here we're gonna get into our 3D conversion. Oh, it's Weta. Oh, so why doesn't Weta go back through the 2005 King Kong and do the upgraded models then? Oh, we also didn't pay attention to see if there's any interesting buddy playing George.
All right,
Yeah,
um, the mocap guy.
yeah. But they just had a bunch of mocap credits, so maybe not. But that does explain why it looked good. They got pretty good. I can't imagine what this looks like in 3D, other than the scene where he eats her. Like, there's no.
Eh, probably the parts with the wolf flying and jumping out.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's your soundtrack. Okay.
Kid Cudi. Oh, that was it. See, it only
That's
had the
it.
one single.
We can we can do a nice single and then maybe a video, come on now.
So it didn't even have like a
No,
soundtrack. Soundtrack.
this isn't like a Freddy movie. Come on.
No.
This isn't Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
with the sampler at the end. Rampage in
Not
color.
not related to any of the other movies called Rampage, including isn't there isn't the Uli Bowl one another video game that's
Oh
called Rampage that he adapted? Like, yeah.
no, what it was is that what I remember, he was trying to sue these guys because he claimed his was the real deal, not based on this game, but like just out of something called Rampage, his should be the one considered the Rampage movie and not this. It was weird.
It was
His
this
movies are his Rampage was about some guy shooting up people.
yeah,
It
but
wasn't
it
based on a game,
was
though.
no, but it was one of his first well-received movies ever.
Yeah, somebody said it was. People said it
One
was really.
person liked it, which is more than he's used to.
We probably have to make what, like 3 or 4 of those damn movies. I know there's a sequel.
There's 3 of them. Yeah.
Oh God.
Ooh. All right.
Ugh.
We will be back next time with another rock movie. We haven't quite decided what it is yet, but there are some likely things there. So we'll be back.
It'll be fun. Yeah, I don't. I don't dislike him at all. He's he's good for you know
This, like,
this type of yeah, this mid action sort of. He's probably him, and there's very few that have lived up to sort of the promise of Schwarzenegger.
yeah,
It's just he's never. None of these recent guys have really gone the straight rated R route like Statham does, but
Statham's not doing a Schwarzenegger. Statham's doing
yeah,
a
Statham
Kung
is he's
Fu Charles
yeah,
Bronson. Like,
right. He's got his own thing.
I was thinking we should do the mechanics for summer sequels this year.
Yeah,
Huh.
I don't mind that.
All right.
No, I got no problem with Jason Statham. Matter of fact, I want to see the new one. It's not out yet.
Does too many movies. I can't keep track. But I
No,
love how not a mechanic,
no, not the mechanic. The good man, a good man, or working man, or something.
a working man. Is that
Right.
that? It's so funny because Statham actually like working man
Oh,
that dropped a month ago, so it should
and
be streaming soon.
Sonic 3
Really?
is that out,
I think so.
dude? Have you seen those?
No.
I mean, look, despite Marsden being a big disappointment, the guy,
Yeah, the human being.
those are entertaining movies. Mainly because of Jim Carrey, because he brings it. Like, not only does he bring it, you could tell he's having fun with that shit.
Take a look. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll be, but yeah. Well, there's also the Meg movies, which I assume are like
Oh yeah,
this.
those are good.
Yeah. So who knows what we'll do? Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. All right, folks.
Yeah. Well, till next week, everybody. Sit tight, hang out, and we're gonna watch another Dwayne the Rock Johnson epic. Good evening.